informal settlement of land limits the potential value that you could get if the land were properly developed. But I know the challenge. I mean, the challenge is you need your land now. You need somewhere to live now. And we are appreciative of that. We understand that. So if you notice the government's policy then, one is we are increasing very rapidly the number of formal housing solutions we bring to the market. And we're trying to bring it down to a price point that everyone can afford. And that needs to happen rapidly. And at the same time, we're trying to improve the efficiency of the formal registration and orderly settlement of land. These two things need to happen in parallel and very quickly. We need to build more houses, and we need to properly register and title lands that exist, and we need a very progressive land settlement policy where the government makes land available to persons for farming, which we are doing now through agro-parks. We irrigate the land and we make it available for farming. We make land available for housing developments, which we are doing through the HAJ and the NHT. And ever so often from the land bank that we have, which is not a lot of land, lands that can be placed on the open market at reasonable price for people to apply for through land divestment. These things we're going to continue to do and improve on them, because if it isn't done, then Jamaica will be chaka-chaka. When you fly over Jamaica and you look at all our parishes and you see the developments taking place, you see a chaotic development in many instances. And where there is chaotic development, you're going to have crime and violence and poverty. In other words, the spatial development, in other words, how you develop the land determines the quality of life that you will be able to enjoy. So it's not that we don't want you to have land to live on. That's not it. Take that out of your mind. We want you to have land that you can live on and grow. A lot of people get land and they end up becoming locked in because they can't do anything else with it. No water, no sewage, no proper road, no infrastructure. So land development has to be synchronized with infrastructure development, with social development, hospital, police station, fire brigade. It has to be synchronized with economic needs. Where are the jobs going to be? And therefore, the government is moving more towards planned development. And that is where you can have development that supports a better quality of life. That's the objective. So today, we do these ceremonies in handing over the title. Some people might say it's public relations. Yeah, it's public relations. But you see, if we don't do it, the same people criticize your work. The people who criticize you and say it's public relations. If you don't do it, they are the same people who will criticize you and say you don't do anything. So we have to declare to the nation everything that we are doing, right? Because there are those people vested in saying nothing is happening. So a lot is happening, and you are a part of the happenings in the country. So 124 titles will be distributed today, and this is through the systematic land registration process, meaning we didn't wait on you to come to us to register. We declared an area and said this area has quite a number of land occupiers, people who have had the land for generations. They claim ownership, but they don't have anything registered in the book of titles, as Minister Montague calls it, to say that they own it. Now, bear in mind what I have just said. Once your name appears in the book of title for a piece of land, you own it. Yes, you have to pay your taxes, obviously, but you own it. So there are a lot of Jamaicans who feel that they live on the land, they have lived on it for generations, they own it. Technically, yes, you're in possession of it and you have been using it and it is undisturbed. But to have real ownership now, to move to that step, get your land registered. So I'm urging everyone, even if you're not in an area declared for systematic registration, still go to the NLA and say, listen, I have my piece of land. I don't have the money to do it, but we'll find a way to assist you. I see Sharif's eyes goes up like she's saying, what? But still come to the NLA. We'll find a way to assist you. Minister Montague is very supportive of this idea of expanding the number of titled Jamaicans. And the government is always thinking of ways in which we can assist persons to get their titles. So today is a good day for the 124 families. I hope that this will improve your prospects and you can use this to secure loans, pass down for generations to come, and some of you might even decide to sell. So this is going to now give you an economic foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, come, collect your titles.
Thank you, Prime Minister Holness. Your message serves as a reminder that initiatives such as these are not simply administrative exercises, but transformational opportunities capable of changing lives and strengthening communities for generations to come. And as the Prime Minister just said, land development has to be synchronized with economic needs. And so I really implore this government's push to move from the informality that has been ingrained in our Jamaican society. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment many of our beneficiaries have been eagerly anticipating. The presentation of certificates of titles. The first set of titles will be presented by Prime Minister Holness to recipients of Greenvale and Migetown, followed by Minister Montague to recipients of Claremont and Victoria Town. Recipients, as your names are called, please ensure you proceed to the front. Prime Minister Holness? Yes. Okay. I'm not in any of the pictures behind him. Invite Marlette Nation. Christopher Kevin Clayton. Andrea Rose Murdoch. And Joyce Iona Poison. Margaret Rose Nemard. Erwin Thompson. Gwendolyn Allen. Mickey Rohan Allen. Jennifer Francis. And let me say, Miss Francis is collecting 2 titles. Michael Anthony Brown. Sasha Gay Samoya Johnson. Sharon Pamela Miller, who is also collecting 2 titles. Mavis Maud Thomas. Ian Carl Gravany. Osbert Franklin Allen. No, he's... Thank you, Prime Minister Holness. Minister Montague, I ask you to come up. Recipients from the Claremont community. Vivienne Victoria Williams. Yuleen Adassa McDermott. Lorna Victoria Simpson. Marvelyn Rosemary Morris. Annette May Stevenson, who is also collecting for Livingston E. Stevenson and Romaine Dwayne Stevenson. Erica Patricia Stevenson. Roy Nathaniel Williams. Valoria Beatrice Biggs Banton. Althea Victoria Barkley. Rayon Roy Elliott. Roy Lee Biggs. Donovan Linford Thompson. Andrew Williams. Roseanne Merrick Robinson Harriet. Roseanne Merrick Robinson Harriet. Roshane Gregory Robinson. And finally, from the Claremont community, Karine Patricia Richards, also collecting for Patrick Richards. Thank you to the recipients of Claremont. I now invite the recipients from Victoriatown. Winford Roy Blagrove. Newton Lloyd Ragu. Carmen Veronica Hall.